With Rico. Today, I will be your host. Today's show, we're talking about the game one and game two of the NBA Finals, just doing a reaction, pretty much looking at the box score. Let's go ahead and jump into what took place today in today's game. And once again, the Celtics take care of business at home. They're now up 2-0 against the Dallas Mavericks. I had the Dallas Mavericks to go in and win this series, but this is the first time I think in all the playoffs that they've been down 2 games in this one. So let's go ahead and bring up the stat sheet, guys, and take a look at the way the Celtics handled the Dallas Mavericks today. So starting with Jason Tatum, I think that he's been particularly interesting over the last 2 games. He hasn't had a really like I'm talking about like a triple double type game where it's like the 30 plus, the 12 assists, the 10 rebounds, but he has just been perfect with what the Celtics have actually needed to do on a night to night basis in the series thus far. And even though he didn't have numbers, this is what I'm talking about. 18 points. He's +6 in the box score. But look, he almost had a triple double, 9 rebounds, 12 assists. It's the little things that Jason Tatum is doing. And got a chance to look at the post game when Scott Van Pelt was talking to him. And he was talking about the fact that most times stars at this point in time, showing up for them is not just necessarily going out there and scoring a whole bunch of points, but it is making plays when your team needs them made. And that is exactly what Jason Tatum is doing in the fourth quarter. He's hitting big 3-pointers, he's distributing the ball, and he is keeping the Boston Celtics on the right page with what they need to do offensively and defensively. Next up, guys, I have got to give a big shout out to Al Horford out there. I think Al Horford, though he hasn't scored a lot of points in this series, I think that he's been terrific with his defense, the way he's been able to slide his feet. And I think that he's going to be asked to take on a greater role because it looks like Porzingis has gone down. It looks like with another calf strain. I've talked about this before as well, that the calf strain is a very difficult injury. This is exactly what cost Kevin Durant in 2016 or 2017, whatever year it was that he was with Golden State last. He had a calf strain, and then that turned into an Achilles tear. So it's a very scary injury, and it can be worser when you re-pull it or re-injure it. And so that kind of looks like that's what Kristoff did. Haven't heard anything officially, but he's been playing terrific this series. He had 12 points today. He had 4 rebounds, and he also had 2 blocks. And he had a lot to do with game one. We're going to talk about that briefly, but Kristoff has been terrific coming off the bench. Holiday, another guy that I want to talk about with the Boston Celtics. Here's a guy that won a championship with the Milwaukee Bucks. He's playing timely defense. He's getting big steals. I'm not sure if you guys saw the game, but in the fourth quarter, it was an 8-point game, I believe, and then they forced Luka into a steal. He gets the ball, passes it to Horford. Horford back to him for a 3-pointer, and he knocks it down. And that was a huge run for Boston to kind of go up and close the door, I think, on the Dallas Mavericks in today's game. So, just that championship experience and just being a pest on the defensive end, like stellar today. 26 points, 11 rebounds, had 3 assists. He had a steal, he had a block, +6 in the box score. And I got to be thinking that the Milwaukee Bucks have got to be saying to themselves, man, was Dame Lillard worth giving up Holiday? Because I don't think giving up Drew Holiday was worth it here at the end of the day. But he played very well today. Jaylen Brown has played very well over the first 2 games. I think that he's been more of the scorer than Jason Tatum. I think that if you looked at Jason Kidd's comments going into game 2, he thought that Jaylen Brown, was the best player on the team. And maybe so, because the way he's been scoring as of late. So anyway, his whole role has been just to score the basketball. He's done a terrific job there. But I love what he's been able to do as far as being active on the defensive end. He had a huge block with Derek White late in this game where the Mavs could have pushed it down to, I think, a 3-point lead. But him and Derek White knocked it off the board. Derek White's been knocking down 3-pointers. 18 points for him. I thought that Boston was going to have trouble off the bench, but Pritchard, these guys have been able to kind of step in and hold really the Boston Celtics together when they've had to rest their starters. On the other side of this, looking at the Dallas Mavericks and just looking at what they've been able to do, I think that Luka's been able to get exactly what he's wanted to. Today, he had another 32-point game effort and he had a triple double. So he stepped it up. I think first game he only had an assist, if I'm not mistaken. So did a terrific job in affecting the game in all facets. But it was a tough shooting night for him. I mean, 12 of 21. He was 4 of 9 from downtown. He only hit 4 free throws. I think that was a huge difference here. The Celtics only missed 1 free throw. These guys missed 8. So that was big as far as the score. And then, just looking at the fact that everything has been tough for Luka. They've taken away the lobs to Daniel Gafford. I thought that was going to be an advantage for them. Lively, another guy that's been slowed as well with the lobs too. He only had 2 today, negative 15 in the box score, played really hard though. But yeah, I mean that's been the key. I think, just texting a little bit with Devontae, the real Hogan here, and we were talking about it. Look, it's just that Boston's ability to lock down Dallas and take away a lot of the easy baskets and make it tough on Dallas has really changed this series. And another thing that I'd have to circle is Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving has played not stellar the last 2 games. He struggled again tonight. He had 16 points. He did have 6 assists, but he was -3 in the box score, 0 of 3 from downtown, just 7 of 18 from the field. He got a crucial turnover late. I think Tatum kind of knocked the ball away from him. That kind of shut the door on him in the fourth quarter as well. So, I mean, it's just that you name it. The height has been really affecting him. They've been pushing him into some tough shots. The crowd's been all over him as well. And I think that's been a difference for the Mavs as well, because now they're one-dimensional. All right. And so I'm just really, really impressed with the way the Celtics have been able to take away the dimensions of this Dallas team. I thought the Dallas Mavericks had a really good chance to start off this series. And I know the series is not over just yet, but they've taken away a lot of that height and they're knocking down shots. And now I'm thinking to myself, like, man, Boston is really looking good. And I think that they've learned a lot in agreements again, that they've learned a lot from their loss against the Golden State Warriors, man. So I think that they've done a terrific job there. So moving forward, guys, we're briefly going to take a look, at game 1 and some of those statistics, guys. And like I said before, it's in one of those situations right now where I think that it's going to be a gut check time for Dallas. I think that they're going to have to try to figure out a way to get easier baskets. And I think one of the key aspects for them now is they've got to figure out a way to get Kyrie going. All right. They've got to figure out a way to put a little bit more pressure onto Boston, at this point in time. And so as we look here at game 1, this was a game where I think Boston essentially ran away with this thing. You're going to look at the big first quarter that they had right there at the top, had 37-20 advantage on Dallas to start off. So, I mean, they punched them right in the mouth right then and there. 3-point shots just going down. And again, I just talked about Tatum and the fact that he hadn't had a huge game scoring, but you look at the rebounds, they're similar to what he did in today's game. He had 11, he had 5 assists, right? And so he had, I think, 9 this in game 2. So look, he's been even kill. Like I said, he's been running the offense and he's been putting these guys in great position on the defensive end. Al Horford a little bit better offensively. I believe he knocked down some shots there. Drew Holiday, not so much a score in game 1, but look at what he was able to do with the other stuff. 8 rebounds, the 5 assists, the 1 steal, just all over the place. And a plus 20 on the box score. You always love that. Jaylen Brown, I talked about how he had been scoring. He scored 22 in this one, plus 12 in this too as well. So doing a great job and taking on the scoring load. But Porzingis was the story of game 1. 20 points, plus 13, 6 rebounds, but the amount of block shots that he had was incredible in game 1. And I really think that was the difference for the Celtics. And then when you look at what the Dallas Mavericks were able to do in game 1, similar to game 2, Luka did have the 30. He only had 1 assist. He did get 10 rebounds, so he did a great job in getting assists in game 2. But Kyrie, again, just 12 points, 6 of 19. I just talked about where he went like 7 of 18, 7 of 19 tonight. Just doing a great job in crowding the floor, being there for his initial move after the move. You got to give credit to the Celtics for showing him height. They're showing him different looks. They're poking the ball out when he's trying to post up. They're doing all kinds of things like that. PJ Washington, I think, has been a constant the last couple games, so he's been fine. Derrick Jones Jr. had a better game today than he did the first game, and Daniel Gafford just 8 points. And once again, they take their bigs away from these guys, and they're making them play one-dimensional here. So, that's really been the difference, and Lively only had 2 points in that one as well. So, that's what's been going on in this series thus far. I would just say that, look, guys, if the Celtics continue to defend like this, they continue to take Kyrie away, this series essentially is going to be over. I expect for the Dallas Mavericks to come out on fire, really, in this next game, playing in Dallas. And I'm going to go back and revert to what the great Charles Barkley said. You can catch him on the NBA on TNT there. But he says all the time that, look, the playoff series doesn't start until you get a win on the other opponent's home court. And so now that's the question. Can Boston take this now, like they've done here in Boston, and take this over to Dallas? This is where the series is going to be won. And I think we're going to find out now if the Celtics really truly have learned from what they faced against Golden State in their last finals appearance. So anyhow, guys, that is today's show. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Want to thank all my listeners out there and subscribers. Want to thank everybody that put sponsorship on the show, and let you guys know that we have some great shows to come. And once more, this is Rico. This is Real Talk Sports. I will catch you guys on the next one. We'll be talking about games 3 and 4 soon. All right, guys. I'll see you guys. Peace, peace, peace. Peace.